Yeti Trek is the new for 2025 roller coaster at Santa's Village in Ontario, Canada. Built by Vekoma, at first glance, this may look like one of the company's junior coasters. But this ride is considerably larger and far more dynamic. So much so that I think it could be Canada's best family coaster. I will explain why in this review. Santa's Village opened back in 1955, but they were purchased by new owners in 2016 who had much grander plans for the park. They wanted to transform it into the country's premier family theme park. They rapidly developed a master plan. After a 32% attendance increase in 2024 with Wild Ridge, they moved forward with the new signature coaster in Yeti Trek. The park looked into family coasters from Zier, Mach, and Vekoma. They ultimately went with the latter for a few reasons. First, they have a track record of quality and reliability in recent years. Second, they can design family coasters with minimum height requirements of just 39 inches, meaning young kids can experience this. And most importantly here, they could design a coaster that could operate in temperatures as low as 14 degrees Fahrenheit, or negative 10 degrees Celsius. That was a major advantage for a theme park in Canada that stays open in the winter months. For reference, I believe only one of Canada's Wonderland's 18 roller coasters can actually operate during the park's Winterfest event, and that is the partially enclosed Thunder Run. Yeti Trek cost approximately 12 million Canadian dollars to construct. A good chunk of that went towards the ride's complex footers. These are some of the deepest footers of any ride. Because of the ride's location alongside the river, the park had to go 200 feet, or 61 meters deep in some spots to hit the bedrock. In retrospect, the park realized it would have been easier to erect the coaster deeper in the park up the hill. This is where Rudolph's Sleigh Ride roller coaster had been located. When Yeti Trek was being designed in 2023, the intent was for this coaster to operate alongside it. However, this Amperla-powered coaster closed suddenly in the summer of 2024. It simply reached the end of its service life after nearly 40 years of operation. Coincidentally, another Santa's Village, this one in New Hampshire, also recently replaced a Rudolph-themed roller coaster with a brand new Vekoma coaster in Midnight Flyer. However, that ride is more of a junior coaster. Ontario Santa's Village opened Yeti Trek in July of 2025, and this ride looks great. The lift hill and drop are alongside that aforementioned river, then the rest of the layout winds through the trees, so the track and supports were painted a grayish green to blend in with nature. And the coaster's central location means you can walk all around the layout. The ride is also nicely themed. There are some Yeti statues scattered about the layout. These are not super easy to spot, but I believe that may have been the intent because the mystical beast is rather camera shy. It is meant to be a game of hide and seek. This ride also has a nice plaza with the ride's cool looking logo and some signage. Then the station is a work of art. It is a large brown hut. The detail is fantastic from the outside. Then the inside has large postcards on the walls from worldwide travel destinations. In addition, there are some video screens playing a cute introductory video. Best of all, there is a flyby through the station structure. It is an exciting moment for both riders and onlookers. Then the train looks great as well. It is painted blue, and there's a Yeti figure clinging onto the back car, which is absolutely adorable. This coaster operates with just a single train. That train is 10 rows of 2, so it can seat a max of 20 riders per cycle. This capacity is more than fine for Santa's Village. I visited on a beautiful summer Saturday, and this coaster was never more than a 1 train wait. It helps that this coaster is just a 1-minute cycle time, and the crew was working really fast. Once everyone was seated, they could rapidly check the restraints. The only delay I saw was if they encountered an apprehensive child and had to unlock the restraints to let them out. But everyone I saw coming off this coaster was all smiles. It's a real crowd pleaser. When you reach the station, you are free to queue for any row you'd like. I don't have a major preference where I sit on this coaster. The forces feel fairly similar across the train. I find the trains comfortable, The lap bars are similar to the ones found in the newer Vekoma Junior coasters and their family coasters. They'll rest in the laps of smaller riders, but they may stop in the thighs of larger guests. It is also worth noting these trains do not have shin guards, making them much more accommodating for those with longer legs. Once secured, you turn left out of the station and you ascend a 65-foot or 20-meter tall lift hill. You are hauled to the top via drive tires. For this reason, I've heard this coaster cannot operate in heavy rainfall due to slipping issues. On the way up, you pass a shed on the right with a Yeti atop it. Then more notably, you are looking out over the river. It is a beautiful and scenic view. This is why the park was willing to deal with the logistics of those deep footers. The first drop is a double down of sorts. It is a swooping downward S-bend. You get a little whip in the rear rows, but this drop is more about building all the speed you'll carry through the rest of the layout. Then the pull-out from this drop offers some light positive Gs. You then have that station flyby, which is my favorite part of the ride. It is profiled as a banked bunny hill to the right. It is fast and visually exciting. For a brief moment, you will see the busy station beneath you. Then, you have a fantastic head chopper in the X as you're twisting towards an arched roof. This is followed by a straight bunny hill. This offers a smidge of floater airtime, which is about as many negative Gs as these Vekoma family coasters are willing to offer. This is followed by a low S-bend. No notable force, but it's brisk as you weave between the trees. Then, you have the far turn, which offers some light positive Gs. Next is a trick-track bunny hill. This looks kind of funky, but it tracks very fluidly, and it offers a hint of weightlessness. This is followed by another quick turn. Afterwards, there's this tiny hump that offers a little pop of airtime for all. Then, the train zips around one last turn and hops slightly upwards into the brakes, causing guests to lurch forwards a bit. You then decelerate and return to the station, ending the roughly 1,300 foot or 400 meter long course. While the ride is over rather quickly, that is a fair length for a ride of this scale, and I believe it is possible it could be programmed to give 2 laps in the future if lines continue to be manageable. One of the reasons this coaster feels a bit short is because of the pacing. This is one of the faster paced family coasters out there. You rapidly move between elements. While most individual elements are not anything special, the way they are quickly thrown together works seamlessly since the sense of speed is maintained throughout. This ride really is more about the sum of all the parts. A major reason for this is because the coaster stays low to the ground. After that first drop, I don't think the coaster gets more than 2 stories above ground level. Add in the trees you dash past, and that sense of speed is further amplified. Then in terms of smoothness, this coaster is glass smooth. This should be no surprise if you've ridden any of Vekoma's newer coasters. This Dutch manufacturer makes arguably the smoothest rides in the business nowadays. So what would I rate Yeti Trek? I would give this coaster an 8 out of 10. This is a great family coaster. The theme is cute, and the visuals along the course are even better. You have that sweet view of the water at the start, an exciting station flyby, and a low-to-the-ground layout weaving past trees. This gives the coaster a great sense of speed. While the coaster is light on the forces, that is very much intentional. It makes it accommodating for younger guests and those with milder tastes. But the quick pacing and dynamic layout keeps it engaging for adults and thrill seekers alike. I didn't follow this ride's construction too closely, so I went in expecting a junior coaster, not a larger, faster-paced family coaster. I enjoyed my half-dozen laps on this coaster thoroughly. This coaster's wide appeal, combined with the super low minimum height restriction, is why I think it's the best family coaster in all of Canada. Those are my thoughts on Yeti Trek at Santa's Village. What are your thoughts on this coaster? Do you agree it may be the nation's top family coaster? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.